You know, it's really striking how many teenagers are now looking for ways to earn their own money.
Yeah, definitely. It's not just about traditional part-time jobs anymore.
Exactly. We're seeing this surge in young people wanting flexible options, ways to make some cash and get experience.
Hmm.
So if you've been curious about what's out there, especially online, and, what actually works, what's effective, then yeah, you're in the right place.
Absolutely. Today we're doing a deep dive into this really interesting article. It looks at legitimate online jobs for teens,
Hmm.
specifically for 2024.
Right.
The digital world, it's opened up so many doors. So our mission today is really to help you understand these options. Which ones offer the most, bang for their buck?
Meaning real earning potential.
Real earning potential, yeah, but also valuable skills.
Yeah.
And importantly, fitting it all into a teenager's already busy life.
Okay, let's get into it. The article, it makes a good point that this isn't just about pocket money for
No,
teens.
it's bigger than that.
It's about learning financial responsibility, figuring out time management, those crucial soft skills too.
Exactly. But, as the article stresses, the key thing is finding stuff that's, well, legitimate and flexible. You don't want to get caught up in scams or things that take over your life.
Right. Safety and realism are paramount. It's about finding those avenues that are safe, offer genuine potential, aren't too demanding, and actually help you grow.
Mm-hmm. And the article kicks off with some top picks to get us started, sort of a quick overview.
And these sound pretty effective right off the bat. First up, sell printables.
Yeah. Yeah.
This idea of creating a digital design once and then selling it over and over, that sounds really efficient.
It really is. It's a great example of leveraging creativity effectively. You put in the time up front,
Right.
design something cool, maybe like study planners or, I don't know, coloring pages. And if it catches on, you could sell tons of copies with like minimal extra work. That's effectiveness right there.
That's smart. Okay, next, voice acting.
Ooh, interesting one.
Yeah. The article mentions potential earnings up to $200 per finished hour, which sounds
It
amazing.
does sound high, yeah.
And apparently you can start without tons of experience. That kind of earning potential screams effectiveness, but what kind of voice work are we actually talking about?
Well, it's probably things like narrating short online videos,
Yeah.
maybe voiceovers for animations, or even audiobooks for indie authors.
Okay.
Now, that $200 figure might be, top end. You'd likely need experience, a good demo reel. But even starting lower, doing smaller projects, that's an effective way to build your portfolio. Get experience in a field that's actually growing.
Makes sense. You build up to it. Okay, next is swag bucks. This seems super accessible and immediately effective.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's called a top survey site. You earn points for watching videos, games, online shopping,
All sorts of stuff.
and they give you a $5 sign-up bonus. That's a pretty direct example of, getting something right away.
Totally. That little $5 bonus, it's instant gratification, right? And the variety of ways to earn, that's key to its effectiveness for teens who are busy.
Right, just a few spare minutes here and there.
Exactly. Watch a video, do a quick survey. It adds up over time. And it's like really low commitment.
Okay, then the article lists Blogger. This one's positioned as potentially high-paying, but also creative.
Sharing your passion.
It does say building an audience takes time, which is fair, but the long-term income potential, that's attractive. What makes blogging an effective strategy, though, especially for a teen?
Well, the effectiveness there is really in the long game. It's about building an asset.
An asset.
Yeah. If you're really into something, say video games or art or whatever, and you consistently put out good content, you build a readership, a community.
Okay.
And that audience can eventually be monetized. Ads, affiliate links, maybe even selling your own stuff later. It
Yeah.
takes patience, sure. But the potential for sustained income, building your own brand, that can be super effective.
Definitely a longer play, but potentially a big payoff. Okay, last of the top picks. Flea market flipper.
Ah, the treasure hunter.
Ah, yeah. Finding undervalued stuff at thrift stores, yard sales, and selling it online for profit.
This one can be surprisingly effective. You learn about value, negotiation, how online marketplaces work.
Mm.
The effectiveness comes from like a relatively low startup cost. You're buying cheap stuff, right? But the potential markup, if you spot something in demand, it can be significant.
Requires a bit of an eye for things, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And some effort cleaning things up, listing them.
Yeah.
But the profit margins can be really good. A very hands-on, effective way to learn business basics.
These top picks definitely cover a lot of ground.
Hmm.
Creative online tasks, even physical item flipping.
For sure. And now the article digs deeper into specific job categories. This is where we really see the details of effectiveness for young people.
Okay, let's do it. First up, tutoring.
Right. Online tutoring. Super convenient for teens, the article says, and gives a specific example.
Same speak.
Yeah, company hiring English tutors. Minimum age 16, need fluent English, obviously.
And what makes this stand out in terms of effectiveness are the details, right? It mentions needing standard tech,
Yeah,
computer, microphone, internet.
pretty standard stuff for most teens.
But crucially, it specifies the pay. $10 per 30-minute session paid via PayPal.
Exactly. That clear pay rate lets you actually calculate potential earnings. That's effective information.
Yeah, you can see how tutoring for just, say, an hour a day, a few times a week, that adds up.
Precisely. And being online, give that flexibility around school and everything else, makes it much more effective for a teen's schedule.
That clarity on pay is huge.
Sure.
Okay, next. Babysitting, a classic.
Totally. But with an online twist now.
Right, platforms connecting sitters with families. The article mentions care.com, notes the 18-plus age to join directly, but 14 to 17-year-olds can get on with a parent-monitored account, which is good info.
That tells you right away about the rules and how effective it might be depending on your exact age. And you know what's a really effective tip they share?
What's that?
For new sitters. Start with a slightly lower rate.
Oh, interesting, to get experience.
Exactly. Build up experience, get good reviews, then you can raise your rates. It's a smart, effective strategy to build your reputation and maximize earnings over time.
Like investing in your own credibility. Smart. Okay, moving to survey taker.
Back to the quick earners.
Yeah, the article positions this as super easy for 13+. It brings up swag bucks again. That variety of tasks, the $5 bonus.
For someone wanting a really low-stakes way to start earning online,
Yeah.
these sites are it. The effectiveness is just simplicity and
Yeah.
doing it in tiny bits of free time.
Right?
And it mentions Survey Junkie, too. Another option, maybe with some higher-paying surveys. And you can get gift cards for places like Amazon or Target.
Oh, nice. Getting gift cards to places you actually shop definitely makes the earnings feel more real, more effective.
For sure. It feels tangible.
Okay, let's circle back to Blogger for a sec. We touched on it, but the article emphasizes sharing passions, astronomy, video games, whatever. Even if it starts slow, why is it effective long term?
Well, the effectiveness of blogging, even starting slow, is how it compounds.
Compounding.
Yeah. You keep putting out good stuff, more people find it, your audience grows, and as that grows, so do the ways you can earn money from it.
Ah, okay.
Plus, for a teen who's really into a hobby, it's an effective way to not just earn, but to become known as someone who knows their stuff in that area.
Right, building expertise.
Yeah. Think about it. A teen with a popular game review blog, maybe they get games early, maybe companies reach out. It opens other doors. That's effective beyond just the ad revenue.
That's a great point, building reputation. Okay, next, voiceover artist.
Back to the voice.
Yeah, if you've got a good voice, maybe you do impressions, this could be a thing. And interestingly, no specific age limit is mentioned. Talent seems key for effectiveness here.
Exactly. A good voice is the start, but effectiveness really comes from developing skills. Clear speech, pacing, conveying emotion.
Practice makes perfect.
Totally. And the article suggests voice acting classes. That underlines the point. Honing your craft makes you way more effective at actually landing gigs and getting paid better.
So talent helps, but training boosts effectiveness. Got it. Let's talk virtual assistant or VA.
Right. Helping businesses remotely.
The article mentions tasks like email, admin, writing, website stuff. What can a teen realistically and effectively do as a VA?
The effectiveness for teens here is focusing on tasks that fit their skills and time. The article gives good examples: checking emails, scheduling social media posts, maybe basic data entry.
Things many teens are already good at.
Exactly. Stuff they're familiar with. If they're organized and manage their time well, they can effectively provide these services, earn money, and get really valuable professional experience without needing super specialized skills yet.
Those are definitely useful, achievable tasks. Now, this one sounds fun. Playing games for money.
Ah, the dream for some teens, right?
Totally. The article says it's a potential way to earn if you already love gaming. But how effective is it, really?
Well, the effectiveness kind of depends. Just playing for tiny rewards, maybe not much income.
Okay.
But if you're really good, are really entertaining, creating content around your gameplay, streaming on Twitch, making YouTube videos, that can be more effective.
Building an audience again.
Yeah, it takes time and effort like blogging. But if you love gaming anyway, it's a fun way to potentially monetize it. Or another effective route mentioned is testing new games, getting paid for your feedback.
So leveraging skills, maybe building a following.
Okay.
Okay, freelance writing.
Good one for wordy teens.
Yeah, the article says it's potentially lucrative if you enjoy writing or know a lot about certain topics. It even gives the beginner range, $50 to $100 plus per article.
Wow.
That sounds pretty effective.
That earning potential definitely shows the effectiveness of strong writing skills.
Mm.
If you can write well or you have deep knowledge in, say, a specific hobby or subject, you can effectively market that online.
Where do you find these gigs?
Usually platforms that connect writers and clients. Building a portfolio, showing examples of your work, that's key to proving your effectiveness.
That per article rate is definitely motivating. Okay, last one in this deep dive section, testing websites,
Get paid to browse.
basically. Earn money by using websites and giving your opinion. It mentions a platform called Enroll. What's the effectiveness here?
Effectiveness is like the low barrier to entry, and it's pretty quick per test.
Simple tasks.
Yeah, follow instructions, click around, give honest feedback. If you're a company online, it's an effective way to make some extra cash in spare moments. Platforms like Enroll make it easy to find these tasks.
So, wow, that covers a lot of really different
It
options.
really does.
But wait, there's more? The article briefly lists even more possibilities.
Oh yeah, it paints a really broad picture. Shows the sheer variety out there.
Like what?
Well, it mentions customer service, like for U-Haul, which shows traditional jobs going online, selling old books via Bookscatter or a-book's effective decluttering and earning. Then more niche things. Flipping junk items, like the flea market idea, baking dog treats, even creating your own online courses on platforms like Teachable.
Dog treats, that's specific.
Yeah. It really highlights that there's probably an online gig for almost any interest or skill a teen might have.
It's actually pretty inspiring, so many avenues. And then it categorizes some, again, part-time and bonus gigs.
Yeah, just summarizing. Part-time includes the more consistent options we talked about. Pet sitting, customer service, chat agent, blogging, tutoring, things you can do regularly.
Okay.
And bonus gigs are those smaller, maybe less frequent earners, like reviewing audio clips on Humanatic or rating music on Slice2Pie, plus the practical tip of selling old textbooks. Quick cash grabs, basically.
So tons of options. Easy to see how a teen could just, jump in. But the article also gives some really critical advice before applying, right, to maximize effectiveness.
Absolutely crucial stuff. This is about making sure your effort isn't wasted.
Like what? What's number one?
Number one, absolutely fundamental. Check.
Yeah.
The age.
Restriction. Yes. Seems obvious, but...
It's so easy to overlook. The article rightly says many great-sounding jobs might just not be open to teens, or only certain ages. Researching this first is the most effective way to avoid wasting time and focus your energy properly.
Such a basic but vital step for an effective search. What else?
Prepare for interviews.
Yeah.
Even for what seems like a casual side gig.
Really? Even for, surveys?
Maybe not surveys, but for things like tutoring, VA work, even some platform signups. Understand the role, research the platform or company, be ready to say why you're a good fit. It shows professionalism and boosts your effectiveness in landing the gig. Even a quick online chat can be a mini interview.
Good advice. Treat it seriously and balancing work with school.
Huge. The article really stresses choosing jobs and schedules that actually work with school and everything else.
Don't overcommit.
Exactly. Burnout helps no one. It hurts your studies, defeats the purpose. Effective time management, being realistic about what you can handle, that's key to making this work long term.
And finally, that other big benefit, learning about money itself.
Yes. Such a valuable life skill. The article talks about putting money into savings, learning the difference between saving and spending.
Fundamentals.
Totally.
Yeah.
Developing these habits early, incredibly effective for future financial literacy and security. It's maximizing the learning and the earning.
So bringing it all together, it's really clear there's this huge, diverse range of online opportunities for teens. Flexible, legitimate ways to earn.
And it's more than just cash.
Right. It's skills, experience, financial know-how. When you approach them thoughtfully, these gigs can be incredibly effective for young earners.
Precisely. Many offer real income, real experience, highly effective ways to gain independence and get ready for what's next.
So for you listening, think about all this. What sparked your interest? Which options align with your skills, your time?
Yeah, what feels like a good fit.
And maybe, just maybe, it's time to dig a bit deeper into one or two of these. See if they could be an effective way for you to start earning and learning online.